You're listening to the Hour of the Time. And if you always listen to the Hour of the Time, you wouldn't have to go through all the baloney that everybody's been going through on the previous 2 hours. Unbelievable that any such thing could be happening. Ladies and gentlemen, last night you heard the first installment. In fact, you were the first to hear that first installment of a videotape. It's not an audio tape, ladies and gentlemen. You're only hearing audio because I can't show you the video over radio. It is a videotape, 1 hour and 57 minutes long, almost 2 complete hours of videotape. It is the testimony on video of those who are now dead, those who were murdered in the Waco massacre. We lamented the fact that they had not been able to give their side of the story. Well, they did. And it wasn't until now that we could bring it to you. It is a very difficult tape to watch. I imagine that some of you find it difficult to listen to this tape, knowing what happened to these people, including the children, the little children, the not so little children, the teenagers, and the adults managed to put their thoughts on videotape shortly before the electricity was disconnected to their home, their church, and then eventually they were all murdered. In a nation whose forefathers left the old world to establish this country in order to escape from religious and governmental persecution. This tape bears testimony to all that we have been telling you, and if you would like to have a copy, you may do so. Send us $30 postpaid. Postpaid. Make checks or money orders out to Annie, A-N-N-I-E. If you make them out to any other person or any other organization, we will have to return them to you. We've always told you that. The only exception is the newspaper, where you make your checks or money orders out to Veritas. If you sent cash or gold or silver coin, that's fine. Remember, unless we tell you otherwise, and we have told you that for the newspaper, you make your checks or money orders out to Veritas. For anything else that you ever order from us until you are told otherwise, you make your checks or money orders out to Annie. It's always been that way. Unless we tell you otherwise, it will always be that way. Send them to, or address your envelopes to, the Intelligence Service, Post Office Box 1420, or P.O. Box 3390, either one. If you send them to P.O. Box 1420, that's Sholo, Arizona, 85901. The Intelligence Service, P.O. Box 1420, Sholo, Arizona, 85901. Or you may send them to the Intelligence Service, P.O. Box 3390, St. John's, Arizona, 85936. Either address will suffice. There will be no commercials during the next hour as we bring you the continuing testimony of those whom the United States government, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Janet Reno, and William Clinton thought could never testify. Don't go away. Glad you could make it. Well, you will
Well, about 4 years ago, I was thinking serious about the Bible. I was wondering why we have a Bible that we don't understand, So I started inquiring, and one day found someone up to talk about this, and they told me someone was coming over from America, and we arranged to meet that person we could meet and we had a study, and it wasn't so good at first, but I continued, and then I found that a few of my questions were being answered, and I continued. And then when I made David correct, he's answered all my questions. And there's no doubt about the truth that we are missing. We were missing before we met you and David.
Okay, so that's what brought you over here to Waco, Texas, of all places, to hear more. There's been a lot of rumors and statements over the press that you're being held here against your will, and is that true, or what?
That's not true. I have made my decision to come here because I have shown the prophecies, and we are looking forward to the truth being revealed to the world, and that's why we come here to study as much as we can, so that we can also help others in the world to know the truth.
Okay. So you have a vision of things better, maybe an eternal vision that you've called. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Did you get to see your daughter on the tape that was sent?
Yeah, I saw my daughter. I wasn't very happy.
Why not?
They weren't supervised at all. They were just allowed to just do what they liked. They seem to be eating continuously and drinking. We don't do that.
You mean you're on some kind of a program or a schedule for those things?
Every 4 hours to 5 hours. And they don't eat and drink Coke and lots of sweet things, not all the time. They have some now and again, but all those Cokes, they make them very hyper, jumping about, not even realizing what they're doing.
Okay, were you happy to have me see your daughter? Did they make an attempt at least to give you an opportunity to see?
Yeah, I was grateful that they allowed us to see those children because we miss them so much.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say to friends or family abroad or anywhere else?
To my family and friends, I'd just like to say I'm fine. I know that you're all worried about us. I'd just like to know that we're fine right now. And everything in the hands of God right now, and we're just waiting on God. Whatever happens, it's the way that God wants it to be.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'd like to say that if they could, before the children are sent to their families, I'd like them to try to have some more control over them, to direct them if they're doing something wrong, correct them, while they're in their attendance.
Okay. That's a final point. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, Teresa? I gave your name, of course. That is your name, I would believe.
Yes, I really like
Okay. And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from the Philippines, but I came to the United States in 1968.
And you're home most recently
My home is originally from Hawaii.
anyone holding you against your will? Do you want to leave? What is your
No one
desire?
is holding my will or anybody.
So you're here by choice still?
Yes.
You don't want to leave then?
No, but I want my kids back here. What I saw on that film, I wasn't very happy about it.
So you weren't either. I would imagine to be the same thing that we've been hearing about the response to the children.
Yes, they haven't been directed, they haven't been, the last on the film, they haven't been supervised or anything. I really appreciated giving the effort to take their pictures and video them, but what I saw, I was more upset than before.
Have you learned anything from the Bible about how parents and children should be, the relationship, and does it seem to work?
It works with my kids. At times, I'm black, but they're beautiful kids, all of them.
In fact, for those that are listening, whoever has children, we've learned from the book, especially the book of Proverbs in the Bible, is right, how one should be with their children and how there should be a consistency, a constant love and caring shown to the child. One should never hit or use the hand on a child. It should always be for hugging and loving, and one should always stay with that program so that the child knows and learns exactly what to expect. Is that true?
Yes.
Is there anything else you might want to add or say to family, friends, or anything else?
I want to say to the children, I love you all. I miss you. I remember what they taught you and how they eat, your eating habits and everything you're not supposed to eat when you're eating.
That's supposed to what?
Eating water.
Drinking water.
Drinking water.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I just hope that the road, the relatives will inquire with them, or the families will go to them, whoever we wrote on the papers.
Okay. Thank you, Sita. You want to have something to say to her children?
Angelica, Crystal, I love you very much. And the rest of you, Vanessa, Natalie, you're the oldest in that group. Behave and take care of their kids. Okay? Love you all.
And what might your name be?
Yvette.
Yvette. And Yvette, where are you from?
England.
England. As with everyone else who's been asking the same question, what brings you over to Waco, Texas?
Long story.
Long story.
My husband was in college in England.
All right.
A guy by the name of Steve Snyder came over to England. He was doing some Bible studies. My husband went to the studies without my knowing, my ad. And I later found out what was going on. When my husband was studying, he went to the States without me. I was pregnant at the time. Possibly a year later, I came to the States to inquire what was going on. And I got the truth too. I accepted the truth, what was being taught. We basically were trying to pull the prophecies of the Bible together, showing the things that the Adventist Church never showed me. I was in there for 10 years. I was seeking truth. They had nothing to tell me. We were going to college to be ministers and ministers' wives, but we had nothing to teach the people.
How far did your husband advance in the college as to degrees?
Well, as far as the world is concerned, he advanced. As far as God is concerned, he stayed where he was when he was a student.
I was told he had a master's degree.
Oh yeah, he's got a master's degree.
Did he also become a minister for that denomination?
Sure he is. But I didn't want to know what he had to say.
All right.
Then he started teaching the truth of the Bible, which they came to believe. Basically, they kicked him out.
Do you want to leave here? And are you also being forced against your will to stay here, keeping you from leaving?
Hey, listen, I came here freely. I'm a free agent. I came by myself. I paid my own way. I came and I went as I pleased, and I've decided to stay as I please. My family know where I am. They know I'm independent. I never do anything they want anyway. Basically, opportunity to touch him, I was furious when I saw him. And Renee looked sad. I noticed it was an accident because the face was forcing a smile. Also, the treatment, the behavior of the children on the video was very bad. They were given things that they didn't normally eat that made them very hyperactive. They were eating whatever they wanted, when they wanted. They were starting to see television. As far as I was concerned, there was no constructive supervision of the children. And the other thing was, well, basically, I was just upset about the kids. I didn't want them out there in the first place. I sent them out there because I thought they wouldn't die and because of the way they keep sending them. I got in my bedroom and everything else. There's 3 children in my room. So I sent them out there for safety, but basically they would have been locked here. People would die here and mistakes and being in the hands of others.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to say to
I just want to say to my family, hey, even me, I didn't mind anything. Even if I die, you know I love you very much. And I'm not going to die in them as long as you believe in what I believe in.
Yes, that is. Thank you, Dad.
I remind the children about the story of Daniel and his 3 friends in Babylon. Said that in 2nd Bendigo. Okay, please remember what happened. Those guys were taken into Babylon against their will. They didn't eat at the king's table. They didn't touch the king's wine. They ate what they knew God wanted them to eat. And God gave them the blessing. God worked through those 3 children. And so remember, God can work through you too. You're out there for purpose, kids. Don't forget, Revelation 4:5, whatever you do. Okay?
Okay, and what is your name, may I ask?
Doris Fagan.
Doris Fagan. Doris, where are you from?
England, Nottingham.
Nottingham, England. What brings you over to Waco, Texas?
Well, I've been in the Adventist church for at least 5-6 years. And studying my Bible and teaching that the living in the church is 2 different things.
Okay.
And I was told that there's somebody here to open the Bible. And I was very much interested to know. So I come over to here. And I was amazed at what I heard. I've been carrying the Bible and don't know what it is until I get here.
Okay, and it's, the rumor has gone around over the radio and the airwaves that you're being held against your will. Do you have a desire to leave? Would you like to leave?
No.
No.
I'm not. I'm here because I wanted to be here.
You're here because you want to be here. So you want to continue to learn?
Of course.
Have you had any disappointments here as of recent time?
It's to say, because it is very important for people to hear what he's got to say. More than trying to put his word on articulate. It is not right before God, because he's not doing things which is wrong. He's doing the right. He's trying to save souls. And I'm introducing them to listen to what he's got to say.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to friends, family abroad or elsewhere?
Well, my family in England, don't mourn for me, I'm alright. I'm alive, I'm not dead. I'm serving a true and living God that sits on the throne, and if you do so, you can't die. So, don't mourn. God sits on the throne.
Anything else? Okay, thank you. We have over here right next to you, and what is your name?
Bianca Richard.
And where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Jamaica, but I reside in Canada for a while.
Okay. And what brings you here to Waco, Texas?
Well, I was in the Adventist church for over 30 years, and I watched the church go down.
Down how?
Down, take a downhill, down to the trend. The moral and everything had been
You're saying it's morals?
yes,
Okay.
and the standard has been very low. And I cried to God because I said there must be something God, and that He really is the one sent to open the field. That's why I'm here.
So you haven't been disappointed from the answers?
No. I'm very happy I'm here.
Would you like to leave, and are you being held against your will to leave?
Oh no, if I wanted to go, I could have gone a long time.
Okay, so no one's holding you against your will
No
today?
one's holding me against my will.
Okay. Is there anything else you might want to add to family, friends,
Yes,
or any other
I would
comments?
just like to tell my family and friends in Canada and also Jamaica that I'm alive and well, and I'm happy. I believe it is the safest place to be on earth right now. I'm here for the word of God for the 17, and it is my greatest desire for them to open their eyes, open their ears, and listen. And I would be happy if they could be given the opportunity to listen to the seed, because it's our life.
Okay.
Our life.
Thank you very much.
This is Dave, this is my 3-year-old son,
And your name?
Nicole.
You're Nicole. And Nikki, where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
And what brings you to America?
Well, I came here, studied the study field, studied related to Australia, and initially my whole family was in the city, but they left.
When you say, see, people that might be listening might not understand cliches that religious issues like truth or seven seals. So you came here to see and understand something which you thought might be the truth. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been disappointed?
No, I've seen things that I have seen. For every question I've ever had has been answered, and I've seen the whole book, the Bible. I've seen every question I've spoken to scholars that have not been able to answer.
And even before you came to hear David here and to sit down and study with him, did you have opportunity to go to any institutions of higher learning before this?
I was in a college doing a diploma, and I did have questions that I did take to theologians, and none of them could answer my
So
questions.
it was a religious college.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Do you have any desire to leave here, and are you being held against your will to do so if you did?
I am not being held against my will. I desire to stay here. I do not want to move.
Nikki, I know that you mentioned that you wanted to say a few words because of an incident that happened about 10 days ago with which now left you without a brother. Did you want to say anything about that? It would seem.
I'm very disappointed. The whole incident. Yes, came in and they shot my brother. They left his body. They wouldn't take his body out and bury it. He's been buried at the front of the property now. I mean, I thought this was the country of, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, whatever, and just human decency is just basically to exist.
Is there anything you want to say other than that to those that might be watching, viewing, or to family, friends, anywhere?
I'd like to say to my mom, Marlene, Mom, I really don't understand this. I really don't talk or anything about things. You always told me not to judge, and that's what I want to say. In the end, you'll understand everything.
Anything else, Nikki? Okay, thank you. Sit with us, and what might your names be? And yours? Melissa? And Rose and Melissa, you two seem to be the two controversial persons that the agency wanted to know about because they believe that you, Melissa, wanted to leave and you were being kept against your will. Maybe we should get into that first. So, Rose and Melissa, what was that all about the other night?
Well, FBI or the ancient frontier, and he wants me to transfer, and he needs to Melissa, and Melissa told him that she believes on the condition, and he was speaking to her, and he was confident, and had told me that I'm bad, that she wants to go, she wants to tell her friends,
I can hardly hear you. I hope that it comes across on the camera. Yes. So anyway, let's ask the question to Melissa. Melissa, do you want to leave here?
No.
You don't? Are you sure? We tell Dick on the phone, though, that you would leave if they allowed a Robert Gonzalez? You remember that name, Robert Gonzalez? They asked you if David could talk to him. Then they asked you, would you leave then? And what did you say?
Yeah.
But what about now? Do you want to leave now? Are you sure? Is your mom holding you against your will right now? Are you sure? You're positive you want to stay here? I don't know what else we can say or how we can ask it, but if you want to leave, we would let you leave. Do you think that's true? Okay. What do you have to say about that, Rose?
She tells me that she doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to leave, but she wants me to come to.
Okay, well, I can understand that. Especially in relation to what's all happened here very recently. So why did you come here again in the first place, Rose?
Well, it's a long story, but I'm good.
Yeah, okay, as brief as possible.
Well, a couple of years ago, I was raised in religious faith, and Muslim religion hadn't much of the offer, and I used the Bible. And a friend of mine came to my home and he said that it's the one that can show you things from the Bible, especially in the last days, or what we should be able to discuss. And I thought I'd all listen anyway. And so, since that day, I've been here. And I've not been disappointed with what I've heard.
Okay. Do you want to leave yourself?
No.
Are you being held against your will?
Of course not.
Of course not. Okay. So the reason you stay then is is there some reason why you're staying here even in for the very reason that there could be harm to your own person and to your daughter? Why would you even chance something like that?
Well, there's no harm here. The reason why I stay here is like before about someone that can open the prophecy. Things that happen here, it's from the book. There's no reason to be like.
Why haven't you walked out already? What are you waiting for?
Okay, well, the person who said everything take away can also listen to the events that are taking place. We've been disappointed to possibly shown already, so I don't want to live like that.
And we also today have another group with us, but I guess it doesn't appear like they're all here, so we'll just wait a moment, just a second. There appears to be a family, and where is this family from?
I'm from England.
You're from England, and what is your last name?
Henry.
Henry. Would you like to give your first name, starting with the young lady to the far left? You're right.
Diana.
Diana? I'm Phil.
I'm Paulina.
I'm Stephen.
I'm Vanessa. Hello.
And what brings you all the way from England, a nice lovely home, I wish I'd seen and been in, what brings you to America, to a place called Waco, Texas, or Waco, Texas? Anybody want to speak first?
I've always wanted to know, to understand the Bible, and I wanted to know about the seven seals, and I met somebody who could show me the seven seals. I have my pastors, my ministers, I was a former 7-day apprentice, nobody could show me, and now I find what I've been looking for.
So you haven't been even slightly disappointed?
Not at all.
Have you asked the hardest questions that you ever possibly could ask in regards to anything religious?
I have, and they couldn't tell me anything. They just kept saying it's wrong, but they couldn't tell me where it was wrong.
Have you ever had anybody, or have you ever seen in your experience in the past, you're being held against your will? Does anyone here want to leave, and are you being held against your will? No way. And what is your choice then? What would you like to do as of leaving or staying?
I like to stay. As long as she says to stay, I'll stay.
And go ahead.
As far as I'm concerned, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying right here because I believe that where I am is the right place, and that, we're family here, and, I really like it here. I know that I'm not going to be leaving it. So.
I like to say too that I know the people in England thought that I was born into being here, and that is not true at all. This is my own choice. I want to stay here. I've come here and I want to stay here. This is where I want to be, and I don't want to leave.
Okay.
This is a life and death situation, and I want to live eternally. And I would like my sisters, my mom, and my friends not to worry about us because we are okay. And I wish when this is revealed that they will listen to and they take heed.
Okay, so this seems to be a very important issue to you, that you're being over here and you're hearing and seeing the Bible. So you're looking to something other than what the world might understand, to things that you don't see with your physical eyesight. Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to say in regards to family, to friends, or about any other issues?
Well, I'd like to say that I know that there's a lot of my friends in England who are probably worried about what I'm doing here. So I'd like to know that I'm fine, things are going to be alright, and I'll see them again one day. Maybe not like I am now, but they will see one day.
Do you hold any animosity or anything against anybody anywhere?
No.
Okay. Anything else you might want to add?
I'd like to say hello to my grandma, and I'd like to tell you not to worry. I'm not held here at the hospice or anything. If any of us want to leave, we can just go now today. We've been back and forth here freely. I'd just like to tell you not to worry, and that I will see you soon.
We won't see more later.
Okay. Anything else?
I'd just like to say that Mr. Koresh has been the most intelligent person I've ever met, and it's nothing like what the media taught him to be.
So you would wish that, and you desire that they would even have an open access to being able to ask any kind of question of any subject matter. Okay, well maybe someday that'll be able to be happening, I don't know.
I'd also like to say to my friends that a lot of you know that I coach you on the scriptures, and none of you could show me anything. You know that I coach the ministries, and I'd like to say keep an open ear. When scriptures are, when you're given the opportunity to listen and keep an open ear.
Anything else?
I'd like to say to Mr. Henry that what he's been saying should mix with error. But which he would listen at this time, and that he will find that there is truth in this message.
Okay. Is that it? Thank you.
Ophelia, Victoria.
And Ophelia, what brings you here to Waco, Texas?
Well, I heard about this man that was teaching the 7 and since I was always looking for some more truth that the church didn't have.
And so you have found him to be able to open up much to you?
Yes.
It's been said that you're being held against your will, that you're not able to leave. Do you desire to leave, or are you being held against your will?
I have decided to stay. I don't want to go.
So you're not being held against your will here?
No.
You also mentioned to me a little earlier that you wanted to say something to your son who is not here, and what might that be?
Well, yes, I wanted to tell my son that I got his message, and not to worry, because these things have to happen. Remember that I taught you that prophecies have to be fulfilled, and the time has come.
Okay. Is there anything else you might want to say to anyone else?
Also to my family in Mexico, they don't have to worry about it, because they know that these prophecies have to be fulfilled. And I want to send some my love to them, and also my mother, and I want them to read Nahum. And
the book of Nahum?
Yeah, the book of Nahum, and Habakkuk, Psalm 45, Isaiah 45.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ophelia.
My name is Derek Lovelock.
And where are you from, Gary?
I'm from England.
What brings you here?
Well, I needed a man that can open the book and reveal 17.
The book meaning the Bible?
The Bible, yes.
Have you been disappointed?
No.
Have you done any other study of other denominations or religion in the world?
I was a seminary Adventist for 7 years.
What were you before that?
That was the only reason I'm being.
Okay. Do you want to leave here?
No, I don't want to leave here. I feel quite safe here. There's no reason for me to leave.
Is someone holding you here against your will?
No, nobody holding me against my will.
Okay. Also, it's been mentioned that there's a number that would like to leave here, or would you like to see this resolved peaceably?
Yes, I would.
And so your hope still is that it will be.
Yeah, that is my hope.
Have you noticed that to be the tenor and the attitude of those people that are here?
Yes.
Okay, we have not brought that issue up, so we should bring it up now. Is there anything else you might want to say to family, friends, or anything?
I'd just like to say, hello to my family back in England, not to worry, in the safety times I could ever be, and to say that this is the end time now, prophecies are being fulfilled as is written in the Revelation.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I just want to tell you that I've been involved in seen a lot of religions and all bogus and all full of it. This is the truth. I know this is the truth, and for anybody that knows me, you know that I wouldn't do something that I didn't think was right, and don't worry about me because it isn't your test. So,
Are you being, real quickly, are you being held against your will?
No.
Do you have a desire to leave here?
No.
You don't? Okay, thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
I'm Scott Sonobi, and I'm not being held here against my will. I want my father, Ken Sonobi in Honolulu, to get my kids. If you're watching, I want you to have my two daughters, Angelica and Crystal Sonobi.
And do you have a phone number you might want to give them again?
It's 808-689-4457.
Anything else you might want to say?
Don't worry about me. We're going to be just fine because God's in control.
Okay, thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Comment here because we're running out of time here. This is only an hour tape. This is Steve Schneider that has been filming, by the way. It's probably been quite obvious. The comment is that there are a lot more people that did want to talk. If I would have known that, I would have used a longer tape. So we might pick up on this a little later. Many of the men here have not obviously come to the camera and spoken. There are still a number of others, but the overall tenor and the attitude here is that people do not want to leave, no one is being held against their will. So we might get into some other subject matters here in another day or two. So we'll be in touch, and we thank you for your patience, and we're trying to work this out with you, and we'll do the best we can. But remember, the God of David Koresh said wait, and that's basically what we're doing. Not to be against or to offend anyone else or to slow down any process, but we do believe in a living God, as Revelation 7 shows. Thank you, and we will pass this on to you. Kathy back, and you wanted to make one final statement, and you didn't earlier because why?
I didn't want to say anything earlier. I didn't have an emotional composure. I want to just add one more thing, if I may. Bear with me.
Okay, you've got seconds.
Sunday, my husband was killed by ATF agents. I want everyone to know that that was totally against he was just coming home to his family. He didn't kill anybody. That's all.
Okay, we'll pass that on. Thank you. David Koresh, Steve Schneider filming. The date today is the 8th, which is Monday, the 8th of March. It is about 4:30 in the afternoon. David, anything you'd like to say?
First of all, I'd like to thank the negotiators that we've been discussing with on the phone. We're finishing up on a very articulate portrait of what we perceive each of these fine gentlemen to be. I'd like to share with you some of my family, seeing that, of course, obviously everyone in the world knows something about it. And we just thought we'd kind of break the ice and allow people to see just exactly, what kind of people we have here. I'd start off first of all with my oldest son. His name is Cyrus. Come over here, son. How old are you? 7. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
Where's Adam? The camera right there. What do you think about all this, son? You don't know? You have faith in God?
Yes.
Okay. So the way to all your friends out there that's been taken to the
People on the outside? What would you like to have if you could have anything right now? What would you like to have?
I don't know.
You don't know? Would you like to ride your motorcycle today?
Yeah.
Huh? Tell me you got a motorcycle.
I got a motorcycle.
Anyway, say hello to Jim. Say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Gary.
Gary.
Henry.
Henry.
John.
John.
There's another John, too.
John.
Hey, Bill. And don't forget Dick.
And Dick.
Okay. Okay, we'll talk to these people later, okay? Okay, who's your sister? Huh? Carl, do you want to come and talk a little bit? Please?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Thanks for the milk, too.
Thanks for the milk,
You
too.
don't drink milk, do you?
No.
And thanks for the milk. Okay, thanks for the milk. Come on, Star. Sorry, I'll talk to you in a bit. Hey, Star, show him Daddy's face. You're my love baby, right? Huh? You love Daddy? You love all your friends on the outside? Want to see them soon? Okay, you love God? And are you a good girl? Say hello to him. Thanks for the milk. Real loud. What would you like to do today if you could do anything you wanted to? Oh, the swing? Okay. Anything else to say? You don't know? It's funny looking at a camera, isn't it? Okay, wait till him goodbye. Oh, how old are you? Okay, bye-bye. Love you. And then there's our little baby here. Where's Papa at? Bobby. Come see Dada. Bobby, come. Bobby's our little clown here. Wave at the camera, Bobby. Wave at the camera. Wave, there you go. Say hello. 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 How old are you, Bobby? Huh? How old are you? 1? I'm 1 year old. What would you like to do today besides drink some of that milk they sent you, huh? Want to drink some milk? Huh? Want some baba? Want some milk? Huh? Want some num-num? No. Oh, did you have some milk yet? Huh? Okay. Okay, you take it. Take it. You take it. Take it. Thank you. Okay, go mama. Oh. Okay, go to mama, Bobby. No. Over here. Okay, go to mommy. Come on. Love you. Okay. Come on, Dalen. Hey, Hot Rod. Okay. Say hello. Oh, you gotta wave at the camera there. What's your name? Dalen. How old are you? Huh? 3? What's your mama's name? Huh? Mickey? Oh, you can talk real good. Tell them your ABCs. Lion. Now I know my what? Why don't you come and sing with me? You want Dick and all them to come and sing ABCs with you, son? Huh? You love your daddy? How much do you love him? How much? Huh? 3? You love me 3? No more than 3? Okay. Anyway, is that everything? Love you. Okay, go get your sister. Okay. Pages. Hey, Pages. What you doing? Look. Pages. Look. Pages. Over here. Yeah. Oh, you want to play with her? What's Pages now? Oh, she just turned 1 too, huh? Yeah, this is our little girl, Pages. She's sweetie, huh? She's an Australian baby. Half American, half Australian. You want to sing? Pages. Pages. Clap your hands, Pages. Clap. Hey, you want to clap?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the man that the government called a child molester and a child abuser. We're going to let this tape run on satellite as long as we can. Unfortunately, you will be cut off at the end of the hour by WWCR. Remember, if you'd like to order copies of this tape, $30 post-paid. Make checks or money orders out to Annie, A-N-N-I-E. Send them to the Intelligence Service, Post Office Box 1420, Sholo, Arizona, 85901.
At my parents' house, and that's another reason as well.
Tell me, I came over to get you, didn't I?
Yeah.
And who knew about it?
Everyone knew about it but me.
But I met you 2 years before, hadn't I?
Yeah.
And of course you had nothing to do with me whatsoever, right?
I was at college, I was doing college teaching, diploma. I was doing what I wanted to.
You know, we've been trying to teach some of our friends here in the FBI the 7 seals. And the 7 seals are really pretty deep, aren't they, Nick?
Oh, yeah. Very deep.
Unlike any other theology the world has ever had to offer. And that's why our little challenge in regards to, the question is, what am I doing? What am I doing with all these children? What's really going on here? Well, God is God, and this nation is supposed to honor and serve God. It isn't God we trust on our conscience. And these children that I have are for a reason, and unless we really have the ear and the eyes to open ourselves up to be able to really read the Scriptures and understand the prophecies and a lot of the 7 seals, the explanation would seem almost foolish. But anyway, hopefully God's granting us time to be able to open these things up more thoroughly. This is serious stuff here. And I love them. Do you love them too? Thank you.
Say hi, Jim. Hi, Dick. I spoke to them on the phone.
Hello. Hello. Okay. What would you like to do today? Do you do anything you want to do? Carry on as before? Am I a mean person, Nikki?
No.
We'll see you later.
One of the things that you may not be aware of, ladies and gentlemen, is David Koresh is seriously wounded. He has a bullet in his side, and he has a bullet wound in his left hand. It's painfully obvious as you watch him on the tape, and you see how he struggles to move, during the entire time on the tape, he is sitting up on a bed. Whenever he has to move, you can see that it's extremely painful, and he holds his hand in a manner so as to keep from touching or bumping anyone or anything to prevent the extreme pain that his bullet wounds are causing. Remember that everyone that you are hearing on this tape is dead. This is their testimony to the world. Repeated reference to the milk, ladies and gentlemen, is the milk sent in by the county sheriff for the children, of which David Koresh and all the Branch Davidians were extremely thankful for.
I named every one of these children, and as a person observing the nature of these children, they would see that their names, which are given to them ahead of time, they perfectly fulfill. And Minor, she likes to talk, like a minor bird, right? A little minor bird. So, can you say your ABC? Well, that's some of it. Okay. Maybe they'll come and sing with us someday, okay? Okay? Okay, love you, Minor. Okay, bye-bye. You know, someone else is happy. Oh, here's the kicker. This is Chanel. You want to jump up and down? These are jumpers. This is a very athletic little girl. This is Chanel. And, Andrade, we tried to tell you that if you would give us time to give you studies, everything I would let you know. Remember that, Isabel? But like a lot of people, could get too hasty, and look, what we do, people would not understand naturally at first. Now, look at your, maybe your grandma might see this film. Say hello. Come on, look over here. She's always fascinated with me. Oh. Okay, so here's your little grandbaby, Isabel. He's happy. You know, all of our children here, you've seen them, they're all happy. We have our little combination of child development that no one else in the world has. Is my kid? Is that my kid? Oh, careful, careful, this baby's out. This is okay. Oh, did she go? Here, say something. No, we'll hold it. Let's explain to them while we're in this odd situation here. Oh! It's okay. Oh, go ahead.
Well, we believe something that the world needs to know. We learned the seventh seal from God, which God gave to his servant, the Lamb. So it was given to the Lamb to sealed to his servant. He signed and sealed by his angel. Read Revelation 4 and 5. Read Revelation 10:7. On the seventh angel begins to sound the mystery of God to the church, as he has declared to his servants the prophets.
So, simple, isn't it, Captain? You got your papacy, you got your Lutheran, your Methodist, your Presbyterian, your Baptist, you got all forms of denominations. And hey, they've read the Bible. I'm only 33 years old now. And, you can check my record of life. I've always been a good person, but like I say, if I want to go to the papacy, any church, I want to make sure they're connected with God, the true and living God. So the test I've been offering you individuals is very simple. God offers it. If there's a revelation of Jesus beyond Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John's revelation, then John states the revelation pertaining to a God, a book, and 7 little previews, 7 seals, which when there's time no longer, these subjects must be brought to view. as God declared the prophets. So where in the prophetic writings from Moses to Malachi are the seven seals contained? If you cannot show me, Isaiah the prophet say nobody can but the Lamb. Well then if you don't want to learn, if you want me to show you, you don't learn. If you want to understand these babies, if you want to understand such as Zechariah's testimony of mine's a shepherd, sheep scattered, my hand upon the little ones. I mean, there's some things that God has concealed in His written word that are to be brought to you right before the end of time, that men might see whether they can learn the lesson the Jews never learned. The Jews didn't want to learn nothing. If it wasn't from the hierarchy, if it wasn't from the Sanhedrin, the Pharisees, they didn't want to learn it. So anyway, are we happy, Kevin? Yes. Until we got shot up. Truly. But anyway, this is my family, and no one's going to come in on top of my family and start pushing my family. Right, it's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen. You know, I think we've made this very clear. Especially when we have a God on our side that lets us know of things before time. But anyway, like I said, you don't understand, so you do understand this, though. Innocent. Oh. Okay, see that again.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, David Koresh is in extreme pain, and he is beginning to give in to his obvious anger. For those of you listening on shortwave, good night. God bless you all. For those listening on satellite, we will continue to broadcast until we are cut off or until the tape ends.
This one went out right here. Is it leaking? Can you see that, Steve? That's good. We got to trim more. Oh. And it's leaking again? Yeah. You can see it anyway. It's kind of painful. Oh, it ain't nothing, tough guy like me. It's just flesh, it's healed. Thanks for the pictures of the day. This thing here, boy, it was knocked out, just clean cut straight through there, and flowered the skin, slapped the cut some of the skin back. It was all scanned on the inside. And can you turn that hand a little bit and see what we got there? Oh, it's really nothing. Okay. We made all the thumb down here. Look, Sandy. Daddy's little girl. Here's the controversy, young lady. She's my little lady. Her name is Serenity. Why? She's serene. Very serene. What that is this? The camera. The way back? Tell Jim. You want to take something? Put your hands down. What do you like for breakfast? Huh? You like ice cream? You love Daddy? Huh? How much you love Daddy? Don't know how much. Well, that's a lot. How come you're so serene? Huh? You don't know? How old are you? Huh? 4? 6? 4? Say 4. Oh, this many. This is show the camera. Say that many. What do you want to grow up and be? He wants to grow up and be a woman. Well, that's highly probable. Kid? Love you. Can you get your sister? Okay. The little one, right? Come on. Come on. Go. Look on the bed. Go ahead. Come on, try to go first. You want to go first? Come on, you go first. You go. Okay. Come on.
Come on. Come over here, Daddy.
Sit down.
Oh, yeah. Be careful. Okay, smile at the camera. Smile. The little one and small one. Wait. This is Serena Dee's little sisters. This is Serena Dee's